everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McKain.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Relentless and Unstoppable, and today we have Tad McKain with us. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate being here.
No problem. I appreciate the time you've made for it.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Excited to do it.
Thank you. Where are you at the moment?
I am home in Southwest Colorado.
Colorado's awesome. I'm originally from the Estes Park area.
Beautiful area. You guys got a lot more snow than we did this winter.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I remember living there for years, and then sometimes you had easy winters, but then afterwards it was like almost a hurricane in a blizzard, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Where are you at the moment in eastern Colorado?
I'm sorry. It's Southwest Colorado. I'm in a small town called Pagosa Springs.
Ah, what's it like?
It's my little slice of heaven as far as I'm concerned. We we're definitely having a very dry winter, and that's a little stressful when you think about the wildfire season and things like that. But this is just a real small, close-knit community. It's one of the things I really love about it here.
Great to hear. How small is it?
Gosh, I think even for the entire county, we're under like 20,000 people. I mean, it's rural, and I grew up in Dallas, Fort Worth, so I'll take my small town living any day.
Yeah, as they say, a humble man is a happy man.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Tell our followers a bit of what you're known for.
um, I've spent about the last 20 or so years as a firefighter and EMT. I currently work in with incident management teams now. So the folks that when there's the big fires, the hurricanes, things like that, the team that's actually overseeing all the firefighters and everything that's going into it, I work with those teams. The other thing I'm known for is I do speaking. I've been clean and sober for a little over 16 years. And so I speak to first responders, and I also speak to at colleges on occasion, talking to folks about alcoholism, addiction, for the first responders, the PTSD, and even the suicide issues that have been plaguing first responders for some time.
Man, addiction, that's a tough thing, to live with and then to get out of.
Absolutely. Then it was a very, very hard challenge for me. I had to get in a lot of trouble before I figured out how to get things together.
Yeah. How did that play out for you? When did you get addicted and why did you get addicted and how did you crawl out of that tight hole?
I think, you know, I I know a lot of people, and some people believe that the alcoholism and the addiction are a genetic thing. We inherit it. Others think we learn it. Um, there's some that say it skips generations, things like that. For me, I had a problem early on. I probably recognized looking back when I was like 18, 19, first getting into college and all that, I should have realized really early I had a problem. I mean, I got my first DUI when I was 24 years old. Um, but, and then it just unfortunately got progressively worse. And I got another DUI in my 30s that really had to make me stop and take a look at everything. As far as how I got out, I think a lot of it was my younger brother, Jason, also had addiction and alcoholism issues, but he saw it sooner and he addressed it a lot sooner than I did. So when I got in trouble that last time, I mean, I got I was a volunteer firefighter. I got suspended. My life was at rock bottom for the most part. And Jason's the one that kind of helped me see the way and started helping me crawl out of it. Because of all the trouble I got in and getting arrested, I, I had been required to go to AA meetings before and stuff, and it just never clicked. I was having to go to probation classes and counseling and all this other stuff. And through all of that, and a lot of it being a help from my brother, is how I started to sort it out. And one of the things that really hit me the hardest when I got that second DUI and I was standing in front of the judge going to court, the judge knew a little bit about who I was, and I had shown up with these nice letters of recommendation from people I knew in the community. And, being a firefighter in a little town, your picture's in the paper, things like that. So people kind of tend to know who you are. But then you look at my arrest record and my blood alcohol content the night I got arrested. I mean, I was well over the legal limit. And he looked at me and he goes, you're kind of a modern day Jekyll and Hyde. And that just hit me like a ton of bricks. That took a while for it to sink in, but once it really resonated, that hit. So I started listening to my little brother a lot more. I got more engaged with the AA philosophy in the meetings, and I was well motivated. I had to wear ankle bracelets that monitored to make sure I was not consuming alcohol. I had a breathalyzer in my vehicle that and it took me 90 days just to get my driving permit back. There was a lot of loopholes I had to go through. But once I finally saw the light, it finally, thankfully, it stuck. It's been tried a few times, but I'm super grateful I've been able to hold on to it.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.